welcome to the show. It's another edition of PodCRASH. I am your host, That Chris Gore. You can find me on Twitter at That Chris Gore, and the show is at PodCRASH Show. And to my right is my faithful producer, Shawn Marek. And you know what? You're also on Twitter.
Yes, I am. You can, if you are interested in being a part of the PodCRASH craze, you can go to you can contact me on Twitter at Angry Hero Shawn. That's SHAWN, not the Irish spelling. The Angry Hero Shawn.
Angry Hero Shawn.
Yeah.
You mentioned PodCRASH craze. That's optimistic. I don't think there's a PodCRASH craze just yet. I think just getting an episode out every week it's too much work for me.
That's why it's a craze, because it just drives you mad.
Yeah, precisely. Oh God! I mean, first of all, working at Attack of the Show, I work with Matt Myra, actually,
yeah,
who's on a much larger, more famous and well-known podcast than I. And Matt Myra's on the Nerdist podcast, which I'm sure you've heard of. And I explained to him the premise for my show. I said, I'm doing this podcast, and the whole premise is I'm too lazy to do a podcast, so I'm on other people's podcasts, and I take the audio and I run the highlights of the podcast I was on my podcast, and then people comment on it, and they make fun of me. And he said, so basically you created a podcast that will be a lot of work. Mm-hmm. And I think Matt's exactly right. This is way more than I thought.
It's definitely a lot of it's very meta, but I think that's the charm of it. And I think it has to go even deeper and deeper. I think we feel like people are saying it's like Inception.
Well, it sort of created a whole new word. It's metasturbation. I'm listening to myself on other podcasts. Yeah. It's like I'm metasturbating.
Yeah, no. all over the internet.
First of all, great job singing out the title track there.
Thank you
Today, Shawn.
Thank you.
That was good. I really enjoyed your falsetto voice.
I know you had to coach me into it, because I normally have a very deep stentorian voice, and I did radio for a lot of years, and I've never been able to actually project properly. And I thought I did that pretty good. I was very proud of that.
I think you do it. I think you did it pretty well.
Pretty well. Yes, it's a proper English. So the theme song, this obviously, I'm on it.
That sounds so natural. That sounds so natural how you just did that. I point to a sheet that has a list of things we're going to talk about, and that is the worst. You have to get better at faking stuff. So
I've only been in Hollywood a year. I haven't figured it out yet.
That's true. If you dated as much as I did before I discovered my amazing girlfriend, you definitely would learn how to fake things much better.
Okay. So Chris,
start over the whole start. Okay, so I'm pointing here, but pretend you didn't see me pointing. I'm saying, here's the first thing we're going to talk about, and then bring it up naturally as if it's natural, okay, as if it's actually real.
So, Chris, did you actually sing that theme song?
Wait. Start over. Here we're... Oh my God. No, this is great. This is great. This is good stuff. This is good stuff, because in so many aspects of entertainment, you have to fake that something is authentic.
Yes.
I hate that. I can't stand that. I find it irritating. I think this is why...
Well, you're East Coast. It's a land of no bullshit. You know exactly how it feels.
Well, I'm from the Midwest. I'm a Midwesterner who trekked out to the West Coast. But it's something first of all, I'm terrible at it. I'm a worse actor than you, just in the 7 tries that you had to try to bring up the first topic of the show.
Yeah, no, I'm. It's a challenge. It's a very big challenge.
It's a big challenge, but like it's something that's always bugged me. So when it comes to doing projects, I prefer to do things that are just. I mean, here's the real circumstances. Here's what happened. So, anyways, what are we going to talk about? What's the first thing we're going to talk about today? I can even just bring it up that way. That's kind of natural.
So, Chris, what was it like? What? So that's your voice on singing the theme song?
Actually, that it came to me, the sort of the theme song, which is basically just the premise for the show, came to me while I was at Comic-Con last year, and I don't know, it sort of popped into my head, and I talked to a buddy of mine. His name is Mike TV, His name is Mike TV, just like right out of the Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, if you prefer. And Mike TV is in a band. I love this band. It's one of my favorite LA bands. I love them. When they perform live, I go see them. Get Set Go. Mike TV is in Get Set Go. And he's one of the few people I know who's in a band. Mm-hmm. And I asked Mike TV, I said, look, I have this podcast I'm doing. Would you mind would you record the music for the beginning? And so he, and some other incidental music. So he's done all the music for the show, but Get Set Go, one of my favorite LA bands. Also, the sort of big success that they've had is they did some music for Grey's Anatomy. Yeah. But these guys tour, and it's one of those things where I feel like as soon as I like a band, I feel like I pick bands that I love that no one else will discover. And first of all, let me just play some stuff for you. You have to hear this. This is my favorite thing. This reminds me of living in LA, this particular song. And it's also, there's a video of me on the internet actually singing this at Sundance.
Some stupid chick in the checkout line was paying for beers with nickels and dimes and some old man at club coupons and argued whenever they wouldn't take one. All I wanted to buy was some cigarettes, but I couldn't take it anymore. So I left. I hate everyone. I hate everyone. I hate everyone. I hate everyone. All the people on the street, I hate you all. And the people that I meet, I hate you all. And the people that I know, I hate you all. And the people that I don't, I hate you all. Oh, I hate you all. Some fucking asshole just cut me off and gave me the finger when I fucking honked. Then he proceeded to put on the brakes. He slammed on the brakes, but I made a mistake. When I climbed out of my van, he was waiting, but he was 6'3" and 200 pounds of Satan. I hate everyone. I hate everyone. I hate everyone. I hate everyone. All the people on the street, I hate you all. And the people that I meet, I hate you all. And the people that I know, I hate you all. And the people that I don't, I hate you all. I bet you think I'm kidding, but I promise you it's true. I hate most everybody, but most of all, I hate, oh, I hate you. All the people on the street, I hate you all. And the people that I meet, I hate you all. And the people that I know, I hate you all. And the people that I don't, I hate you all. And the people in the east, I hate you all. And the people I hate least, I hate you all. And the people in the west, I hate you all. And the people I like best, I hate you all. Oh, I hate you all.
I love that song.
I think they sound actually a lot like the guy's voice sounds a lot like Motion City Soundtrack. I don't know if you're familiar with them, but they sound a lot like that. And the
I would take that. I think if Mike were here, he'd take that as a compliment.
Yeah, and the words actually even a bigger compliment is that their wordplay reminds me a lot of Butch Walker from Marvelous 3. You know, he's got really like sarcastic and just like a really good play on words and just really funny, but also just really insightful. So I kind of dig that.
This song, I like to play when I see it.
You look pretty cool, I think I wanna fuck you. I do. You look pretty cool, I think I wanna fuck you. I do. I wanna fuck you sore. I wanna fuck you raw. I wanna fuck you hard. I wanna fuck all night long. When you let me come inside, it's like a little side suicide. I wanna fuck you raw.
Obviously, these songs, a lot of them are goofy and funny, but I don't know. I like the whole vibe of this band. And the drummer of the band, Dave, he actually just finished a documentary called "In Heaven There Is No Beer." Now, this is funny. Actually, this song right here, this is a very romantic song, probably the most romantic song on your anniversary. Shawn, I know you're recently married. On your anniversary, you need to play this song for your wife.
I love your vagina. I love the flavor of your lips. I love your vagina. I love the acquiescence of your tits. I love your vagina more than words can say. You keep a miracle between your legs. I love everything about you. I love everything about you. It's true. I love everything about you, but most especially I love your vagina.
She'll love it. I swear to you, if you play that song for her, she is going to love you for it.
My wife can hang with the filthiest. She swears like a sailor sometimes, so she'll definitely appreciate that.
Yeah, well, Mike TV has done the music for my podcast, did the music for the opener, and a big fan of anything Get Set Go does. I think on Twitter they're at Get Set Go Band. Big announcement.
Yes.
Big announcement, folks. We're on Stitcher. That's right. You can hear PodCRASH with that Chris Gore, that's me, on Stitcher Smart Radio. Stitcher allows you to listen to your favorite shows directly from your iPhone, Android phone, BlackBerry, or Palm phones, on demand and on the go. Don't have Stitcher? Download it for free at Stitcher.com or in the app stores, your favorite app store. Stitcher Smart Radio. It's the smart way to listen to radio. Except this isn't radio. This is a podcast. But you can listen to this podcast in your car via Stitcher. That's what I do, actually. I use Stitcher, which is why I wanted the podcast to be on Stitcher. Mm-hmm. So I listen to a lot of my favorite podcasts because I really don't listen to radio anymore.
Well, it's just also a convenient way. So if you just can stream it, they have a ton of shows on there too, and you can just stream them directly from the Stitcher app and just play it, right wherever you need it. First
of all, I got to say, Shawn, that is probably the best hand job that Stitcher will get this week.
Yes, all over the internet.
Okay, so this week's PodCRASH, I appeared on The Film Vault with Anderson Cowan and Brian Bishop. And I got to say, I was super excited about appearing on the Film Vault, which what they do is they sort of do like a top 5 list. And the top 5 list was guilty movie pleasures. Or movie guilty pleasures? Film guilty pleasures? Your
movies that make you guilty.
Movies,
if you watch
yes.
them.
Guilty top 5 guilty pleasure movies. So I think I rearranged those in every possible combination. But yeah, the top 5 guilty pleasure movies was the discussion topic, and I was super excited about doing the Film Vault specifically because it's part of Adam Carolla's network.
Yeah, and then Adam, I love the show. But was he there?
Well, that's the thing. I was super excited. Like, I'm going to get to meet Adam Carolla because I never met Adam Carolla. I have appreciated his sense of humor. I have seen him do stand-up live at the Wiltern.
His book is great, too.
His book, In 50 Years We'll All Be Chicks, is awesome. In fact, having read about 10 different comedian biographies recently, his is the best one because it is the funniest. It has an idea behind it, and you really get how much this guy struggled to get to where he's at. I was super excited to meet him. In fact, but I didn't get to meet him because he just wasn't there. I walked in the workshop and I got to see like, oh, here's where they work on the cars. That's great. And I kind of feel like I would bond with him from the standpoint of I am one of the few men today who knows how to change a tire. I can go to a hardware store and I'm relatively... I can speak with some intelligence to the people who work at that store.
Were you hoping to show them like your prowess and stuff like that?
Not really. Yeah. But here's the funny thing is that I worked on a show because I was a big fan of The Man Show. Huge fan of The Man Show. The Man Show was hilarious to me. And unfortunately, my first TV gig that I ever had, regular TV job, was on a show called The X Show, which was kind of like The View with a bunch of guys. And I was the movie guy that appeared on that show, and I did a segment called The Gory Details, where I talked about film. And they were filming The Man Show on the exact same lot. So I would see, Adam Carolla and Jimmy Kimmel like walking around the lot like all the time. And the people who worked on The X Show had a rivalry, but it was sort of a one-way thing. It's kind of the way that San Francisco really hates LA, but LA just doesn't really care. And I kind of feel like The X Show like really was like, oh, The Man Show, what they do. And I'm thinking, I watch The Man Show. I love The Man Show. And I'm on The X Show. And while I'm loyal to The X Show, I'm also a viewer of The Man Show, which I thought was, in terms of the writing and the comedy, in terms of the comedy show was much better. I think The X Show wasted a lot of time trying to give you information about things, which... Of course, this is before the internet, and I guess people did watch TV to get information.
So it was The Man Show with less boobs.
Well, yes. Well, of course, girls on trampolines probably it's one of the most brilliant inventions on television since the Peacock on NBC.
I can't forget, was it Cooking with Porn Stars or something? Yeah.
We could go on and on in praise of The Man Show, but I worked on the same lot. Going to the X Show every week, and every time I would see Adam Carolla walk across the lot, I knew I couldn't say anything nice to him, because if I was seen being nice to Adam Carolla, I would be completely ostracized and potentially lose my very first gig on television on the X Show.
What's so bad about just some mutual admiration, though, between two entertainment people? Is it that scary?
That's what I think. I mean, there's a lot of things I like where it's like, technically, I guess I shouldn't like that. I don't care. When it comes to stuff like that, I like what I like. Please don't try to. It's not like picking a political party. You're supposed to hate each other. If you're in opposite political parties. Isn't that the way it's supposed to be today?
It's supposed to be, but I mean, it doesn't have to be that way.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be that way.
Yeah.
Well, in any case, every time I would see Adam Carolla, I'd want to say something nice to him and could never do that because I was watched like a hawk. And going to the Adam Carolla studios, I thought that it's not the Adam Carolla studios. What do they call that?
It's the
Ace Network.
Ace Network.
I thought I would meet him. I didn't get to meet him, but I did get to meet Anderson, Cowan, and Brian Bishop, and had a lot of fun on the show. And we actually got through... I think we learned a lot about each other by what our guilty pleasure was.
Let's get Chris Gore in here.
And let's hope that he doesn't call movies pieces.
Logan, by the way, Logan's in a huge hurry because he has to get to the Scotty Pilgrim Saves the World screening tonight.
So excited.
He's so excited for that.
He's like Willy Wonka.
Nice to meet you, Chris. I'm Brian.
Hey, how's it going?
How's it going? Nice to meet you.
Do I need
something?
Chris? Hey, how's it going?
You don't call movies pieces, do you? Because then that
pieces? I don't call them pieces. Do I need a headset?
You do. You can sit wherever you want. We'll get you one.
Okay, cool. I'm good with this.
Cool,
I'll sit right here.
There you go.
I'll sit right here. Wait, people can hear me.
Yeah.
They can hear me right now.
Kind of.
Not that
Kind of?
Not
Okay,
that.
good.
Yeah,
That's
if you
good.
talk like that, then they can. See, I come from the world of sound engineering, so I'm a total narcissist. I am that too, but I got OCD when it comes OCD. When It comes to,
OCD. I have ADD OCD.
Okay,
Wow.
good. So you can
So
understand.
we're
So
good.
just to keep your head exactly like that, so your levels are good. Yeah.
Right.
Nice.
I'm going to adjust this and see if that helps.
I apologize too. I went out boozing last night, so I'm not really quite myself. I'm at
Just last night, I'm sort of on
into this morning. Yeah.
I'm still recovering from Comic-Con.
Okay, good.
How was that?
Oh my God.
You
it
guys
was
drank
awesome.
at Comic-Con?
Are you kidding? Yeah, that's actually the best thing is to go to like the hotel bars.
And watch
You know?
the.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I mean, you can get into the parties, and I have sort of tricks to getting into the parties. I'm not exactly invited to all of them.
Right.
But I like to just sort of drink and do, I just like to go drunk shopping.
Right.
And then you get to see what you bought the next day.
Right.
So it's like, wow, did I really need that Mighty Isis action figure? Not really, but I own it now.
Yeah. And I'm
So-
going to make good use of this.
Yeah, hell yeah.
I do that on eBay like probably twice a week,
You drunk shop on eBay.
and then the postman's at my door. I'm like, what do you have?
What's in this cardboard?
Why
tube?
do I need this thing?
Why is my PayPal account in the negative?
And I'll go in the other room where the girl's not and open it up because I don't know if it's something she's allowed to see or not. Not because it's for her, because
Right.
maybe I shouldn't have it even in the house. Never
In the
mind.
first place,
Right.
yeah. It's a bootleg copy of Human Centipede.
It's like Christmas.
Yeah.
It's like Christmas in my house.
So you guys have never been to Comic-Con? You got to come to
No.
Comic-Con.
I actively avoid things like that
But
because I'm a hipster.
oh, okay.
No, I'm not really a
Okay.
hipster. I'm kidding. But
No, I was definitely going to say, I'm looking at you now, you're definitely not a hipster.
No,
but I think hipsters are the new yuppies. I really do. I think they are. I think they're fucking annoying.
They're easily identifiable.
Right.
You know, I think that a lot of hipsters probably used to like this show when we had like 1,000 people to listen to it and
Right.
no one had heard of it. Now that there's like a few thousand people that have heard of this show,
It's
hipsters
not-
are out.
yeah. It's
Fuck the TFV.
yeah, it's starting to be too cool.
Yeah. Well, it's still not too cool.
That's good.
Anders is ironically a hipster-hating hipster. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You're a self-loathing hipster.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm like the gay senator who votes down all the gay.
Yes.
the pro-gay laws.
yeah,
That's me.
exactly.
Like in the
But
documentary.
still gets
Outrage.
blown by pages.
That's
you know?
right.
So there you go.
Well, you have something in common.
This makes me feel uncomfortable. Okay.
So, Chris, they told you our list of top 5 guilty pleasures.
Yes, I'm disappointed it's only 5.
Well, here's why I thought this would be a cool list for you, because you're known for starting Film Threat magazine back in.
Yes.
It says here 85. You must have been very young when that.
I was in high school. I was a kid. I mean, I just, it was just sort of like first of all, I love punk,
Right.
and I was a young punk,
Right.
and throughout school, which is perfect when you're growing up in suburban Detroit, Michigan, because you get called fag, I think 10 million times
Sure.
in high school cumulatively, but never sucked a cock.
Right.
So. In any case, I started it it was sort of like my reaction, like I love punk music. I never skateboarded at all, but there were all these skate punk scenes. Film Threat was sort of the reaction to that. Like, okay, I want to do something that's sort of punk rock, but about stuff that I'm into. So that was the genesis of Film
Right.
Threat.
I can't believe this. I've been racking my brain for 2 weeks now trying to think of guilty pleasures, and you just talking just now reminding me of what could probably be my number one guilty pleasure.
late
and I didn't
entry.
even think about
No,
it.
no, okay, you gotta
And it might
reveal
be on your list.
Okay, maybe.
I think it could be after what you just said.
Late entry.
I'm thinking our lists are going to be pretty different. Mine is okay.
Well, here's what I like about this, because I think when people think of Film Threat magazine and think of cool movies, I want to see what not cool movies Chris Gore likes. You know
I
what I'm
like
saying?
plenty of not cool movies.
I can't wait to see
You
it.
started doing Film Threat in 85. Jeez.
25 years ago, dude.
Ironically, Brian and I started Film Ball the same year.
Yeah, that's right.
Just about.
So this is cool. It's like it's the same. We're the same age.
Not quite.
I was 7.
But it's been forever.
It's been a long time.
Interesting, because I always ask girls before if I'm going to ask them out, are
Right.
you over 25 and single? I never realized over 25, maybe there's a connection.
Interesting.
With the 25 years of film. I don't know.
Ooh, my number one film just had its 25-year anniversary last Saturday.
Wow.
25.
Why
Ooh.
25, by the way? Is 25 arbitrary, or does it sound like a good number for you?
It's weird. I'm particular about girls I put my penis in. I think I want to at least make sure that they're of a certain maturity level in order to do weird, fucked up shit that I like to do.
Nice.
25 is the limit. Or 25, you can't.
Well, at the time, and I mean, look, I after a very long relationship, I was entering the dating scene, and I felt like I needed to create some kind of rules, and so that was.
Well, was it always about sex, or was it also about like, well, can I hang with you and talk with stuff about you, even though like my culture isn't maybe not the same as their culture because they're younger?
No. I'm pretty much pretty much under 25 when it comes to maturity. Can't you tell? I mean, so I guess
Clearly this mouse pad.
My mouse pad is basically it's an anime image of a girl with her legs spread and her butt cheeks provide wrist support.
I mean, as a product, it looks fantastic, and I think a girl over 25 may probably appreciate it more and tolerate it more.
Look, like a lot of guys, I'm incredibly immature about some things, but I know how to balance my checkbook.
It's very important.
And also, these days, who has a checkbook? Everything is on the internet. Oh, my God. Oh, wait, so now I give one?
Yeah, give your number 5.
Your fifth best all time.
I'm going to go Flash Gordon 1980 with Sam Jones, and I'll tell you why. Ornella Muti in that, Italian actress, wearing this sort of BDSM silver outfit. It was so awesome. There's so many quotable lines from it, too, like... the boar worms? No, not the boar worms.
How is this movie not been remade?
You know she's going to get cornholed by some alien thing, and there's so much suggestive sexual stuff in that.
They knew what they were doing.
It's written by Lorenzo Semple Jr., who actually wrote a lot of the old Batman TV show episodes from the 60s, which is all sort of puns. The jokes are all puns. So this is in the same sort of tone, which that explains a lot of why Flash Gordon was the way it was. But I love that movie. It's like there's like hot girls in it. Sam Jones, I don't think he made very many movies after that. Right. In fact, I was talking to a buddy of mine who recently hired some people to move his apartment. Sam Jones was helping move.
No.
Not a joke.
No.
Not a guy that looked like him?
No, it was Sam Jones. It's like, that guy's familiar.
That's depressing,
yes,
scary, and just awful all around.
And
drugs have to be involved, right?
You'd think. The kid that played the bad kid on Bad News Bears?
Yeah.
What's his name?
Kelly Leak.
Kelly Leak, yeah. He that's not his real name.
In The Watchmen.
Kelly Leak. He was delivering pizzas for like...
Jackie Earle Haley.
He was delivering pizzas for like 10 years.
Right.
Yeah.
But I mean, it just goes to show you, like in Hollywood, it's not, people think they're going to come out here, it's going to be a career. It's like, no, you might just do one movie.
I have this
or
thing,
nothing.
Every time I see anyone even like in a commercial for antihistamines or something, I just assume that they're living high on the hog.
Right.
Which is completely untrue, but that's just the way I see it. I don't know why.
Jonathan Taylor Thomas served me a Jamba Juice yesterday, so it just goes to show.
Are you really?
Is he still hot?
Yeah, he's still good looking though. Yeah. I was like, you're a good looking man.
Wow, but that movie,
no extra raspberry, son of a bitch.
Where did that kid go?
Everybody remembers the Queen song, Flash. Love that song.
I grew up watching that movie. I probably saw it 100 times. When
I
was like 6
love
years
that film.
old.
It's like I can't turn away when it's on TV.
I gotta add that to the list on the queue. I gotta watch that thing again.
Yeah,
so
sure. Make the girl watch it.
She will not.
Oh man,
yeah, she's got very discerning taste.
Good times. Number 4 for you, Chris.
Okay, I am cheating like you.
Yeah, you are.
But I'm going to say anything starring Misty Monday. I mean, it's in particular Lord of the G-Strings.
Oh my
you ever
God.
seen that?
No!
Okay, these are really horrible. Everything she's in. First of all, this chick, she still has her baby fat.
Misty Monday?
Does this play
Misty
anywhere
Monday.
besides Skinamax late night?
You can find them on DVD. Just Google Misty Monday. Her last name is spelled like a Sunday. Mundae.
Okay.
Very clever.
Unless you're trying to look her up.
She's French.
Right. Anyways, but Lord of the G-Strings is pretty awful. It's like Lord of the Rings, but with hot chicks and boobs. But what I love about her is just she's not your typical hot chick. She's she's sort of this doughy, still got a baby fat, kind of something about that.
She's
She's
more
definitely
accessible than the average.
Yeah, she's
titty
corn
star.
fed. I really, really have liked anything that Misty Monday's in.
What are some other movies she's been in? Was she in a movie about zombies and vampires?
She's been at the zombies, at vampires, anything. She's done everything. She's in a movie. God, the name escapes me. It's something like the whole movie's about her butt.
I have to ask: is this a straight up porno, or is this like a sort of a tease, the titillation? Film?
No, it's definitely There's no penetration.
Okay.
You're gonna have to go to other sources for that.
Sure.
It looks like a cross.
We can put up some links for that too.
We're watching a clip right now, and it looks. Yeah, she's giving oral to the wizard.
It
looks like a cross between a cheap porno and a really bad student film.
I'm
but
telling
it's great,
you,
apparently.
There's something about her that's charming.
So, okay, that's your guilty pleasure is her, not so much the movie, it's her.
Yeah, Lord of the G-Strings I'll put on there, but it's Misty Monday is the attraction.
Every once in a while, a movie comes up on the show I've never heard of, and this is definitely
It's rare.
one of
I
those
try to
films.
stick with movies that people have heard of so that they can be like, yeah, you know what, I love that movie too. Because I don't think anyone's going to go out looking for I could be wrong.
Watch us get 10,000 tweets saying, dude, I love Lord of the G-Strings.
Wait, and I got another one that's coming up that you're gonna hear. That's
right.
okay.
Brian, I think
Number 4.
that Chris took this literally, and he actually pleasures himself.
Oh my god.
That's what it
Oh my god. He feels guilty about it.
Full disclosure, I love those movies, the Misty Monday movies.
They're so bad. They're so bad, but they're everything that you want. It's just her being, and here's what I like about her too, is she's very doughy. Like she's not that like typical skinny.
Well, not so much that, but she's really she's really good. Like she's funny, Like she's got. I mean, I've actually seen a number in my younger days. I used to watch a lot of those movies at late night, and I've seen Spider Babe with her in it.
Right.
That one's actually really good. I mean, far as for many different reasons. They did a Planet of the Apes one. I forgot what.
But okay, Lord of the G-Strings.
Lord of the G-Strings is actually very, very
But Misty Monday, I love the fact that she spells her name Mundae, like Sunday, like one that you eat with ice cream, bananas, and
nuts,
chocolate. Oh, and some nuts, of course.
All right, go ahead, Chris.
All right, here's mine. We're on number 3, right?
Yes, correct.
Chris, you want to rent Just Friends tonight and watch it here?
No friggin' way.
Shut up. Dude.
Netflix, you can keep it.
Yeah.
Mine, it's sort of, this is a very personal choice. Not sure where you're going to stand up, but I love Logan's Run. The original, Jenny Aguilar's in it, and a British actress. And I think it's the stage of life I saw it when I was a kid. I remember my mom driving me to see it. She had to drive me and drop me off. And this is was PG. There's full frontal nudity in that movie. There's boobs. I mean, and Logan's so suave. He's the Sandman, and you have to die at 30 when you go to Carousel. It's a really cheesy sci-fi, and everybody's wearing basically, these sort of, cheap-looking leotards.
Very dated.
Yeah, really dated. But he says that they go to this, ice part of the domes or whatever, and he just says to her, "Look, let's take our clothes off before they freeze on us."
Yeah.
And they're taking so my memory. This is the first time I saw nudity at a theater, and I can't. The movie, it's just so cheesy. So it's a cheesy sci-fi. It's a very personal choice. Sure. I'm not going to defend it as guilty pleasure. I'm just going to say, yes, it doesn't hold up as a movie. Right. As a guilty pleasure, it's a classic.
Yes, it's the Just Friends of 70s sci-fi.
It is. It's the Just Friends of 70s sci-fi.
Really?
I don't know.
Once again, I think he's taking this very concrete thinking literally.
Seriously.
Because first time he'd ever seen boobies.
Yeah. Logan should have explained it better, ironically.
Logan's Run. I saw this finally 2 years ago. It was the first time I actually saw it, and the pacing was killing me.
Right.
It's a much different time, when you made movies back then, but it was extraordinarily slow.
Deliberately paced.
But it's one of those iconoclastic films that people are always talking about, and I get it. And when have they remade this thing yet?
No, they
They've
keep
been
talking about
it forever, right?
They keep talking about remaking it, but I remember reading the book when I was a kid and being completely shocked because it's just so much sex and bizarre effed up stuff and drugs, and I mean it was I don't know. I would like to see a version of it made closer to the book. Who knows? But it's a cheesy guilty pleasure. I even one year at Comic-Con I actually ended up getting a box of these crystals that they have in their hands and Logan's gun. I got it like a prop replica.
Celebrity hoarders of that Chris Gore.
Oh, no, believe me, I could be on Hoarders, except that I'm actually, I think that people who are collectors are really organized hoarders.
Yeah.
So it doesn't look like I hoard.
Yeah,
I have a lot of stuff.
Like you're messy.
I have a lot of stuff.
Messy.
It just all happens to be alphabetized.
Everything's on a shelf.
Chris, which would you rather, Soylent Green or Logan's Run?
I'm just gonna I gotta go Logan's Run.
Really?
Yeah.
Right.
Soylent Green though, it's in that group of classic. I love that movie.
Should be remade. That'd be a hit today.
Yeah.
They're going to remake
it. No, they
reboot. Remember, they call them
yes.
reboots. They're not remakes. They're rebooting it.
That's how you remake a film that changed the essential elements of the film. It's like, I'm going to reboot. That guy didn't really die.
That's terrible.
Yeah.
Awful.
All right. Number 2 for Chris.
My number 2, I think actually, it's I wanted it to tie in with the number, and it's perfect because it's Ass Monster.
Once again.
Ass Monster. Wait. Directed by Bill Zebub. His last name is spelled Z-E-B-U-B. Yeah, Bill Zebub. Z-E-B-U-B.
I've seen this guy.
You've seen this guy. Okay. He makes the best, worst movies in fact, one of his films is the worst horror movie ever made. He also made a film called Zombie Christ.
Right.
he's just all of his films. But Ass Monster is my favorite one.
What is the worst horror film ever made?
That's he made a movie called The Worst.
Oh, that's what it's called.
Yeah, this is
a porn.
No, it's not.
I didn't
It's
think
not.
porns
It's
were allowed.
actually not. Okay, I defy you. Next time I come on the show at some point, assuming you even want to invite me
We'll
back,
have you
because
back.
trust me.
Well,
Ass Monster,
you're the best guest we've ever
It's
had.
so freaking cool because you guys are like, you're film geeks,
Sorry,
right?
Mike.
But this is about a bunch of film geeks who sit around going, I go to these horror conventions, I see guys selling movies on DVD. We should make a horror movie? Yeah! And then they go and they start making the movie. They try to cast, and everything they do goes wrong.
Right.
The script is terrible.
It sounds a lot like American movie. But
yeah, it is like American, but it's basically Bill Zabub is playing himself, and he's this goofy sort of heavy metal dude, and he gets these girls to take their tops off. The nudity is gratuitous, which is the best kind. And I actually programmed this film into the Hollywood Horror Film Festival. It's screened at the ArcLight because of me. So I've seen this at the theater, and it's
in the big dome.
Oh, no, we're not in the dome, but in one of the big screenings. Anyways. It's awesomely bad, but also there's a heart to it because they're complaining about how they go to conventions and these guys have these stupid movies. They should make a movie, and then you see everything that goes wrong for these losers. And there's kind of a heart to it. You would get into it. You got to watch it in the right state of mind. But all of his work, especially his animation, is the animation that Bill Zabub does is amazing. So just look up clips on YouTube. You'll be sold.
If you loved Ass Monster,
I'm telling you, I own
what is
it
the
on
premise
DVD.
there? I mean, as far as is there an actual monster coming out of someone's ass?
Well, I mean, the story is really thin.
This is pornography. I'm
No,
sorry.
it's about them making a movie. It's not about the ass monster.
So it's okay. So is it a mockumentary?
are you
or is
saying
it
the
a
plot of
documentary?
Ass Monster is thin?
Yes, I'm saying the plot of Ass Monster is thin.
Look at how proud Brian is. Look at him.
What?
So proud of the thin ass.
It's no sugar and spice.
Look, you look.
A lot of boobies.
Look, first of all, why would I
Here's
come in?
what's happening now.
Yes.
Our audience, if they're watching this on a computer, which a lot of them do listen to us on computer, they're looking at these clips and now they've tuned out of us and they're masturbating.
Rent it. You can rent it
They're
on
no longer
Netflix.
listening to the podcast.
I wouldn't want to come in with stuff that was cliche, although I had a couple, Logan's Run,
I appreciate,
Flash
though,
Gordon,
Just Friends.
I always appreciate learning new things and hearing about new guys. Cannibal Corpse is in it. Look at that.
Yeah.
So, yes, Bill Zabub, I'm going to have
Bill Zabub, I'm telling you do not want to miss his Zombie Christ is his latest, and actually, they're making a documentary about Bill Zabub. I'm in the documentary talking about him.
Have you met him?
I've never met him in person.
Is he the guy on the cover of the movie?
You've not met Mr.
Is
Zabub?
that him?
No, that's not him.
That's not him. Okay, good, because I don't like that guy.
Yeah. No,
don't
look,
like
there's
the
a
looks of
charm
that
to
guy.
when you start watching it. It's not.
Okay. All right, there's heart there.
Trust my choices.
I love it when you find heart where you never thought you'd find it.
Yeah, in an ass.
Apparently, it's in the ass.
Yeah,
so I will
heart-shaped
check it out.
ass. Why do you think they have that
Next
phrase?
time we have you on, I will have seen some of his work. If I haven't already, I have to look at his
Ass
book.
Monster.
But yeah, and then we can talk about it more length.
One of his pieces.
You gonna watch the piece? You want
I
to
might
watch
see-
the piece
I
together?
might see the piece known as Ass Monster.
It might turn into that focus.
Pieces. You guys, what was this pieces?
Autofocus
Anderson.
you and I are just beating each other
Yes.
off while watching porn. That'd be
ranted
bad.
about people who called films pieces.
Who does that? I've never met anyone. Those are the same people that use the word summer as a verb.
Film stu-
I can't
Oh,
stand
I
those
summer-
fucking
I
people.
summer in the Hamptons.
Yeah.
Why is it always the Hamptons?
It's always the Hamptons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anderson, number 2.
Why is it
Agreed.
not I Want a Summer on Your Face? That would be more fun.
Number one. Guilty
My
pleasure.
number one guilty pleasure movie. This truly fits the category of guilty pleasure. Is Schindler's List, and I'll tell you why. A specific reason: it's for the nudity. There's full frontal
Holy
nudity.
shit.
Schindler's List for the nudity. But wait. Let me go you one more. It is the only time in network television history where full frontal
Chris
nudity
Gore
has
is just a
appeared.
guest on the show. He's not a recurring character for
Yeah,
all of you who
yeah.
are offended and not going to tune
But
in.
they did a huge warning. It was shown without commercial
I remember
interruption,
that, yeah.
and there's full frontal frickin' nudity. And if you can get turned on watching
You should feel
concentration
some-
camp naked,
should-
I think you would feel guilty about that.
Wow.
One might feel guilty if they were looking at
You should have
a
gone
bunch
last,
of people
my
being naked marched to ovens.
You know,
I
I've said a
think-
lot of horrible things. I'm talking about child rape on this show.
Right.
This is the most offensive thing I think that's ever been aired on this show in all of our years. Congratulations.
There's got to be a warning. There should be a warning now for this
You like
episode
your
of Film
you
Vault.
like your lady skinny.
I think we just earned our explicit.
Well, I mean, we live in the
didn't
land
fucking
of skinny
curse.
women.
Deer Hunter is another movie that they used to show uncut, like on KTLA back in the day, which is a local station for those of you who used to be a local station for those of you outside the LA area. And it's like the word cunt was just flying around left and right. The word cunt's making a comeback.
I love
Have you
the word
noticed that?
cunt.
Yeah.
I
Cunty?
love it.
Bill Burr uses the word
Well,
cunty.
cunty.
Cunty is good.
Yeah.
Chris asked if he could say it on the show when he emailed me back.
Oh, no, I specifically asked if I could say
really?
cunt.
Really? Well,
Yeah.
you waited till the end, my
Well.
friend. Until talking, you waited till after you talked about hot, starving, naked Jews.
Oh my God!
Yeah, no,
That's fantastic.
there you go.
You a big Kate Moss fan? You like her? You liked her back?
She's kind of skinny, right? I don't know. I've been with skinny women, but having been with sort of more Misty Monday types, the sort of doughy
Back to
chicks,
Misty Monday.
I'm kind of into that. I like give me a
It's
little more
whoever
dough.
touched you first. I've learned.
Is that what it
Whoever
is?
touched you first. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so those are highlights of my appearance on the Film Vault with Anderson and Brian. I want to thank them. You can find the Film Vault on iTunes. Just look up Film Vault. Awesome show. I want to thank them for allowing me to say cunt. Any plugs this week?
I would like just to plug you on the show
Yeah.
in the sense that if you on another podcast that's listening to this podcast.
So wait, this message is for people who have podcasts that are listening to this podcast.
If you are a podcaster listening to this show, if you would like for Chris to be a podcast-y, or what?
You mean like a guest on the podcast?
Yeah, I just made up a word for a podcast guest, which really is just the word guest.
This is the worst plug ever. You should write this down before you say this.
What is
okay? So if people want me on their podcast, they can contact producer. You
contact me at podcast.
Wait, who are you?
I'm your producer, Shawn Marek.
All right. See, they need to know that if they're going to email you or contact you, they need to know your name.
I am your mighty podcast producer, the PodCRASH producer, Shawn Marek, and you can contact me at podcrashinfo@gmail.com. That's the email address. Or you can find me on Twitter, Angry Hero Shawn, SHAWN, if you want to find a way to, just find me on social media.
I am so adding podcrashinfo@gmail.com to every penis enlargement newsletter or
maybe they have podcasts.
Male enhancement. I would be on that. I will do any podcast. I will be a podcast whore for you.
Yes, that's the whole thing. It doesn't matter what it is, if it's any sort of gimmick or whatever you guys got going. It doesn't have to be about. It could be just whatever. It could be about canoeing. I think we established that early on in your first episode. Canoeing. You'll do a canoeing podcast.
I would do a canoeing podcast.
Yes. So if you guys have anything going on as far as podcasting that's just obtuse or whatever, ship it my way and we'll get you on. We'll set it up.
And my plug, as usual, is for my stop motion animated series, Fetishville. You can go to Indiegogo.com/Fetishville. That's Fetish VIL. So check that out on Indiegogo. You can also follow the Twitter at Fetishville, Fetish VIL. And you can go to Facebook.com/Fetishville. Well, that's our show. And, of course, we like to end it the same way every week. The same way that every Hollywood movie tends to end. At least before something explodes. Ready? Here we go.
Let's get out of here!
The game's lost, Ming. Stop your attack on Earth and I'll spare your life.
You pitiful fool. My life is not for any earthling to give or take.
Your power's fading, Ming. The reactors are destroyed. Glad you made it, Voltan. Better late than never! Dale! Look out, Flash!
Flash! Don't move! Stay where you are!
Long live Flash! You've saved your Earth. Have a nice day.
Hey, if you're still listening to this, you're probably a lot like me. You're the kind of person who stays at the end of a movie and watches all the credits. I like you. Let's be friends. And for that, you shall be rewarded. Send me a self-addressed stamped envelope to PodCRASH@Chris Gore. I will return said envelope with a prize. Mail it to PodCRASH with that Chris Gore, 5042 Wilshire Boulevard, PMB 1500, Los Angeles, California, 90036. You'll get the envelope back that you sent me, and I'm going to put something in it that you will like, and you got it for free. And it's why? Because just you were listening to the entire end of this podcast. I like people who do that. I like people who find surprises. I love Easter eggs. So, let me just tell you something, though. This is the actual end of the show. This is the end. So, later.